Hey guys, welcome to my scrappiness. Hey guys, this is Marissa. I'm at the Ontario Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, and I'm here at the Heartfelt Creations booth. And Andrea will be doing a demonstration on how to create this flower. Here's Andrea, guys, to demonstrate. Which flower are we doing today?
Well, today we're actually working with this large classic petunia stamp and then the coordinating die.
Yay!
So this is going to give us two very beautifully kind of large to medium flowers. We'll be working with the largest one today. So let me set this back up. So of course, if you know us at all, we love to coordinate our stamps and dies together so that way we can get the beautiful three-dimensional flowers and not have to cut everything out by hand. So today I'm working with Archival Inks. These are die-based. The thing that I love about this is that they are going to retain their vibrancy and color so well. So with this one, it's kind of unique. We're stamping off one flower and one leaf at a time. A lot of times we're stamping off multiple flowers at once. There we go, we've got our flower. I've got a little bit of a ridge there, but I'm totally fine with that. We'll kind of do a fancy step to make that really blend in. So we're going to take the coordinating die with the blade on the edge. That blade faces down, allowing me to see right through. Once I have it in place, just adding a little bit of tape. Of course, if you do have that magnetic plate you like using, you can use that too, and run it through any manual die cutting machine. So I'm gonna pull this back to me just because it's a little bit easier. At home, you only need to run it through once. And of course, now we have to add a little bit of color. Now, if you are anything like me, I love color, but I just don't have enough time to get out all of my paints and inks and markers and such. So we actually have these beautiful triangular daubers. They're stackable, so it's a little easier to hold on to. With the triangle shape, it's going to allow us to get into some of the tiny detailed areas. And this is just a beautiful way to get some fast color. So I'm using a little bit of this leaf green archival ink on the edges. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Cactus Flower, and we're going to use a kind of a special technique here. So I've got the point facing up, and I'm going to drag towards the center of the flower, and you can see there it's creating that beautiful triangle shape on each petal. There we go. Kind of unique. And
that is cute.
It is, isn't it? One thing I love to do is I love to just do the edges then to just really finish it off. So we've got our color, and you saw how that fast that went. All of the samples that you're seeing on the board here in front of me were all colored the same way. So you can get a lot of variety, a lot of bold colors, a lot of subtle colors with that technique. So now we are ready. Actually, sorry, I want to add a little bit of specialty here. If we add a little bit of our pinks or purples onto our leaves, it's going to give us more of a fall look. See how nicely that blends in?
That is.
So that's kind of fun. So we are ready to shape. So in the past, we've always used our stylus. We've shaped everything by hand. But if you're someone that's struggling a little bit with your shaping, or you're wanting to do a lot of flowers at once, now we have shaping molds. So we have quite a few different options. Most of them are specific. I have a rose mold that shapes the rose. I have a poinsettia mold that shapes the poinsettias. Lilac for the lilac. We recently came out with one for leaves and for our oakberry flowers. But this one that I'm using today is the basic. 3D floral basic. I like to call it universal because this one is going to work with the bulk of the flowers that don't have those molds. So you can see on here it's going to do kind of an extra large all the way down to teeny tiny. And the fun thing is we just coordinate as close as possible. I'm just doing one layer, but you can actually do 3 deep on any of our molds. So what we want to do is spritz just a small amount of water, and I really want to stress small amount of water because there's no place for that water to go other than into your paper. So if you spritz and spritz and spritz and spritz, your flowers are going to fall apart. So just a very light amount. We'll close this up, and then we're going to send it through our die cutting machine. Now, this is not going to work in the Gemini or the Grand Caliber. Sadly, they just don't fit, but they're going to run through everything else, and you're just going to have a different sandwich plate depending on your machine. Now, the nice thing is when you head over to our website, you actually can see all the compatibility available for these lovely molds. And it's good to catch it on the other side just in case it pops out. So when I open this up, you can see all of the shape and the texture that it already has in there. So all we need to do to finish this up is go ahead and put it on our molding mat and take our shaping and go right in the center. And we'll go right around it. And today I'm just doing the one layer of each. Depending on how many layers you do or the colors that you use, that will make a huge difference in what your flower looks like. So I'm actually going to use my paper piercing tool and mat to do a nice hole in the center of each of these. And then instead of doing the frills in the center or maybe the gems in the center today, we're actually going to use some of our beautiful wired stamens. And you can do as many or as few of these as you like as well. I am so bad, I love to do a lot. So let's just really make this one beautiful. So you can see I've got quite a few here. So because of that, I want to make sure to kind of twist them together. That way they're going to go through the center of your flower a little bit easier. You're not going to fight with them. So we'll go ahead and put that
On the other side.
See how beautiful that already looks? So then I'm going to put it through the leaf. And it's always good to take some of that art glitter dry clear glue and add just a little bit in between your layers so it holds everything together nicely. And if you really want to give this a little bit of extra, I would say extra stability, then we can go ahead and take one of these beautiful, I like to call them kind of like a flowered cup. This actually comes out of the die cut for our large camellia carnation. You can see there's 2 different sizes. So this is basically going to reinforce your flower. So we want to snip apart that perforated spot. Using our stylus, we'll go all the way around to kind of give it a little bit of shape. And then because it does have the different scallops, we're going to glue 2 to 3 scallops on this. Glue that together. Just hold it for just a couple seconds. This glue does dry very quickly. And then we'll add glue all in the center of that. So then this will basically act as kind of a cup on the underside of your flower to really reinforce and keep it nice and full. Now, of course, to finish this up, we have to add a little bit of glue for glitter. And so today we're doing a little different technique. We're actually applying our glue onto a sponge. And by doing this, I can just sponge all of this glue over my flower. And the thing that I love the most is that I'm using frosting powder, which is a little bit chunkier glitter. And so this is just going to distribute that really beautifully. So I'm going to dunk it right in there. There we go. There you go. You can really see how beautiful that finishes it. Now this one here was actually done the same way. They stamped and die cut the same flower. This is the large, and then this is actually the small petunia here. But this one also went through that same shaping mold, looks totally different.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
you.